I'm Wan Muhammad Aiman bin Zulkifli. I was born on the 22nd of May 1999 and I'm from Ipoh, Perak. I have a brother, but he's not around because he's actually studying for his finals at College Matriculasi Perak. And my dad is a trade finance officer at CIMB Bank, and my mom is a nurse at Hospital Raja Permaisuri Bainun, which is formerly known as Hospital Besar Ipoh for some reason. And yeah, that's all about me. Moving on is to interesting things about me, which I'm not really sure about. The first interesting thing about me that I would like to point out is that I'm someone who likes to be around people whenever and however I can, which means that, especially when I'm working, which means that when I'm working on something, I prefer to be in places where there are people, and they can be doing anything that they want. They can be quietly doing their work, or they can even be shouting and screaming with their friends or with some people. And that's something that I've really started to love and miss since I haven't really joined any events from since COVID started, because when you're working on events, you are working with a whole bunch of people, and it's a very chaotic situation because we're 22 30 people. We don't really know about things, so yeah, they would scream and shout, and then over the microphone or over the bullhorn or just by their voices, and I would be there in my corner doing my work, but that situation, that environment, that very hectic chaotic situation for me is something that's very exciting, and I love that excitement. It doesn't have to be related to my work, but that the excitement is very important because that's what allows me to do my work in a very, I don't want to use this word, but very passionate and very fun way, because you're not focusing on this one work of yours, because when you get to absorb in it, you become stressful and you become so engrossed by it, and when you don't meet the deadlines, it becomes another pressure. So yeah, being around people and that excitement really helps with that. And the other thing is that I actually love joining events and societies, especially before COVID. I joined a lot of events under SMF, and especially Minggu Destiny Siswa, the orientation week. I've joined that 3 times, and right now I'm on my second half of my SMF tenure as School Media and Publicity, and I've started my tenure as the ITC executive, which is Information Technology and Creativity, just another fancy way for graphic design person at Now Society, and that will go on until January next year. And that brings me to the last interesting thing about me. I'm very interested in graphic design and motion graphic design. Basically, graphic design is just like photography for me, because you're trying to create this visual object that attracts people, and I think that's what photographers do. They take pictures to attract people. They use the camera, and I use the mouse and Adobe Illustrator to create posters. There are times when the project is mundane and it's boring, like I might make a countdown poster for bulan puasa, or I might make a poster for this product. Those times, yeah, it can be a bit boring, but there are times when you are given this prompt where you have to create something and you're not given anything, and that freedom of creating things that is not constrained by other people is, in my opinion, very fun. When those situations happen, that's where I think the real work starts and where real progress is made. I have sent over portfolios before to some people, and they find it to be very impressive for some reason. And I've worked on animations for, like I said, MDS, for if societies and posters before, and yeah, it's something that I really love, and hopefully something that I can in the future do professionally. But of course, it would be so good if I could find a compromise between what I'm doing right now. I'm studying English for intercultural communication with my passion again, passion with motion graphics and graphic design.